This is podcast 4. Pod 4. Last podcast was a very good success. I really enjoyed making that one. Hopefully you liked it. Pretty long, hour and 5 minutes, but today we are joined with a guest. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Jackson Musil.
Yes, sir. What's going on, everyone?
This is the man behind the scenes whenever it comes to Do It Boys Power Washing, which is a section that M Empire does. How are you? We're also best friends, if you couldn't tell. We were friends before business, so this is going to be a fun podcast.
It's an absolute honor. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for being my guest. My third guest.
It's been my dream ever since a kid. I always looked up to the M Empire podcast.
Yeah.
Some people look up to Superman. Spider-Man. My inspiration is Marshall McGee.
That's me. Mm-hmm. Not Spider-Man. Better looking, actually, than Tom Holland. That's a fact.
Yeah, thanks.
So I guess we can start off with how it kind of came to light. We can start off with our friendship, actually. That's a long story.
Dude.
That's a good story, though.
I've known this man since elementary school. I actually knew him back in first grade. We were in the same class. I thought he was a weirdo. We hardly ever talked or anything.
It's facts. Jackson was just that kid, that you knew of, but you just didn't hang out with, and I'm assuming that was the same for him. Mm-hmm. I was the same for him. So yeah, that has yeah.
And then we got the same class in 5th grade, and that's where it hit. We were so dumb, but it was.
Did we play soccer together at recess? Is that how
we played soccer every single recess? Clapped cheeks. All right.
Every time.
This man was actually a defensive specialist. I was offense.
That's true. I remember that. That was fun.
And just pretty much destroyed everyone except for a couple tryhards. Every once in a while, the tryhards came, and then it got no fun. Yeah,
the kids that were actually, did the thing as a sport. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Can't relate.
Yeah.
Actually, we can, because 2 years later, we started on a soccer team. First, I joined the soccer team because it was kind of like part of my church. A lot of the people that go to my church were on it, and the coach was from my church. But I invited Jackson to join the soccer team. We were on a Nixa soccer team. Mm-hmm. And we switched roles. Jackson was defense, and I was offense.
Yeah. So recess started off on defense, I offense. Then we switched. This man scored 50 goals in the season. And nothing got past me. Ended up scoring 3 goals that season too, as a defender.
Oh my goodness, man!
Somehow we lost a game that season. I don't know how.
Yeah, I would actually pay to go back in time and just relive those days. That was so fun.
I wish it lasted longer than just 8th grade.
Yeah,
it was honestly so fun.
Yeah, and then we tried to do the whole high school thing, but it didn't work out.
No.
And yeah, both me and Jackson destroyed. We weren't good. Just the competition was horrible.
Yeah.
So.
And then we went to Cherokee soccer.
Then
that's why the competition was just straight tryhards.
Yep.
Their whole entire life.
So we went from playing Nixa and starting and scoring 3 goals a game to probably playing 5 minutes in total the whole year. Yeah. Sitting on the bench.
Our team made it to the championship game, and we sat literally the whole time. It was 30 degrees too. I was freezing my butt off. That was horrible.
Yeah, no. Back then though, I was nervous to even play soccer at that level. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of glad whenever I didn't have to go in, because then I didn't have to have anxiety about messing up
during the championship. Yeah, the coach would have been pissed.
So that wasn't very fun, but the 8th grade year was fun. And then high school started, and we didn't really have that many classes together. But it was we still saw each other at lunch. And then 2020, COVID hit, so we didn't see each other for a while there. That was a fat minute. We also have a bunch of friends that we had a friend group with. It wasn't just me and him. There's Jacob, Brady, Luke, a bunch of others.
Mm-hmm. Kishin in there.
Kishin. Yeah, he doesn't really do much of that friend stuff anymore, but we love him to death. So.
Can't forget Ivan.
Ivan, yep. Ivan's more of a cross-country guy now. Yeah. We still love him. We miss him. We invite him to all of our things, but He hasn't shown. So Ivan, where you at? You know, you need to start coming to our hangout days. Doesn't happen very often.
Usually he's working on his bike.
Working on his bike. We love you, Ivan.
Yes, sir.
So then sophomore year is just kind of annoying for me. I hated school. So that's whenever around junior year, not junior year, on junior year, and the summer after sophomore year, I knew I wanted to start something. I just didn't know what. And I knew I wanted to do business and make money. So I started what was called Plan M, which was bringing all of my friends with me to the top. So I had a list of all of my friends. And I had about 20 businesses planned out, completely listed, everything about them, the details. I spent like a month making that project. And then I started messaging kids and like trying to fill in their personality with the business type and trying to just navigate and have all of my friends all working together on one big project called Plan M. And we'd all rise to the top. Well, real life hit. Not everyone wants to work. Almost everyone doesn't want to work. You know, there's a lot of free handouts these days.
So many people turned down offers and it was unbelievable.
Yeah. I had to go through 3 people just to find an employee for Alpha Music Productions, which was Orlando, and he ended up being definitely my best choice by far. Personality fits that job perfectly. And then Jackson. So I for sure started watching TikTok, and then I saw a couple videos of people doing the satisfying power washing things. I know you've seen those. So that's whenever I got the idea to start one in my city. There's already a bunch of them. There are competitors now, but before, you know, they were the ones we looked up to. So that's whenever we started the whole thing, and just as we went on, we added to it. Mm-hmm. And so that's whenever I actually started M Empire in middle school, but it was like a weird boxing thing or something. I don't even remember what it was.
I remember the boxing Instagram, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to watch that at the lunch table.
Oh yeah, I got roasted for it.
So this meant like boxing journey day 2.
Yeah,
so just punching back. It was so funny.
So that's M Empire was very short in middle school, so I kind of wanted to bring that back to redemption, and so that's whenever we started bringing M Empire back to life, and so I replaced Plan M with M Empire. And after going through like 18 business ideas and probably messaged like 10 to 20 kids about it, and I would pay them all a lot of money to work it, but none of them want to work. Still working on that. If you want a job that's very high paying, hit us up at the M Empire Instagram. And so anyways, that's whenever me and Jackson started bonding again. Because after COVID, we didn't see each other very often. So we started that up. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of business trials. But
yeah, starting out.
What was like your side of the story on whenever I hit you with that crazy business pitch?
So it was about, I'd say probably April. It's into the school season. And Marshall randomly texted me. He's like, dude, I saw on TikTok that you can make like $100 an hour power washing. I was like, bet, all right. And so he's like, dude, we should start up a business. I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do that. In my head, I'm like, you know, that would be sick. I don't know how he's going to make this possible because, you know, we didn't have any equipment or didn't know how to do it or anything. But ended up starting to actually get serious about it. And then our plan going into it was we're just going to do $100 driveways. And that's literally going to be just our business right there. We don't do anything else other than driveways. And so we made like flyers for it. And how many did we make? Like 500?
500 flyers.
500 flyers. And we went, grinded, passed them out in the neighborhoods. And this was, you know, obviously like around 4th of July time whenever we started doing this. So you thought, you know, they got a bunch of firework marks on the ground and everything. This is going to be perfect. Passed out all the flyers. 0.
Not a thing.
0 calls. Nobody called us.
Probably 100 houses. Maybe even more, honestly. Yeah. And door-to-door knocking. Did a lot of that.
So that was absolutely embarrassing. That was tough. And then after that, we were like, all right, we got to rethink this. What are we going to do? So then we kind of marketed towards we power wash pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And so ended up doing a couple family members getting the hang of it.
Yeah, family members was a huge thing.
Yeah, and that's when we really started to get motivated. And we're like, okay, we're actually going to start working on this a lot more, pushing it out. And so then we ended up, marketing towards not just power washing, but landscaping and then staining and all that stuff, and realized that there's more money in doing more than just power washing. But that's really how it kind of started.
Yeah, and it's been a crazy uphill battle, and we still fight to have jobs like weekly and stuff like that. So it's definitely not to the point where it's solid flowing, but it's also literally winter right now. So we're hoping and assuming by our calculations that next spring we're going to be very busy, and we hope so. And we're going to definitely fight to be busy because we've still had jobs even up to this month, and it's literally middle of winter. Mm-hmm. We're in December. Christmas is in a week or two. So, yeah, and then we started making business cards, and that was a little bit better. I don't know why the flyers didn't work. I feel like they would work better than the business cards because it had a picture, but maybe it seems like a scam or something. But business cards was a lot better. We went door-to-door knocking, and we got a couple jobs from that, but not as many as we wanted. So that's whenever we started up a Facebook page. So you want to talk about that? Because Jackson was the one that actually started the Facebook.
The Facebook page was an absolute game changer because you can really start. So what we did is take a bunch of before and after pictures of our work. And if you're starting out a business, that's one of the best things you can do, taking before and after, because it's an absolute game changer. So you post the before and afters making the Facebook page, and then people on the page can obviously see that, and they're like, holy crap. Like, after seeing the before and after of a deck, it's unbelievable. So people kind of think, oh, I want my deck to look like that. And so after we did that, really didn't get any calls from it. And then we realized there's a boost post option. And that has been an absolute game changer for us since then, because you can boost the post. And so you put in a couple dollars and Facebook spreads it out and makes it an actual ad and sends it to a ton of people. You can choose the location and age range. The first time we actually got scammed. We put a certain age range and then it screwed us up.
Yeah.
$5 down the drain, but it's not that big of a deal. It just sends it out to everyone in that age range and location, and they can all see your ad. And so people are like, oh, I'm too lazy to do this, or I need this done. And
yeah, it hits the people we want, because I think the reason door-to-door knocking and cards didn't work is, for one, COVID. People are still scared of it, and they don't want to come outside and open the door to people. For two, no soliciting is a really huge deal these days, and people hate it whenever you go to their house trying to sell business and stuff, which I don't know why. Don't be that person. Open your door up for young kids or young adults that just want to make a buck or two around your house, trying to help. And I get like the older salesman, it's annoying, but yeah, Facebook's perfect because it hits the people that actually want the service. Mm-hmm. So if people are always searching up gardening things or calling people through like manual labor jobs, then our ads will show up to those people more often. And Facebook likes it whenever you do that, and Facebook tries to help us hit that certain audience because they want us to keep advertising and keep paying them more. So it's like an endless loop of everyone's happy. It's a win-win. And I still recommend printing out business cards just to give to them afterwards, because they can pass them out to their friends and their friends. And it takes about half a year to a year to really build a business to where like people talk about it and it just keeps growing, because you only have so many family members till you run out and people start, banging down on you. You're like, yeah, I had a power washing job. They're like, well, it was family, so it doesn't count. So you'll have a lot of ups and downs, but we finally got to the point where we're selling pretty smoothly-ish, and it feels like we're not doing good right now, but it's only because it's our off season. Mm-hmm. But next spring we're looking to hire, so if you are 16 years old, you can drive, and your car is big enough to fit a power washer. Again, M Empire Instagram page. because we're about to start recruiting. And we pay pretty good for that too, because the business makes quite a bit. Me and Jackson have to pay for very expensive equipment and pay ourselves. But it's pretty good profit.
Oh, absolutely.
It's really good profit.
And
you just risk, getting old faster for more money.
Yeah, you risk your back. But another thing about it is, it may seem like we're not doing too well right now, but since this recording date right now, we've been going at this for about 4 to 5 months, I believe, of actually working. And we started, in my opinion, too late because we didn't know exactly what we wanted to do. So we didn't really start in the typical season you'd want to start pressure washing. And so I think it's turned out absolutely incredible, considering it's the off season and we've still been getting a great amount of jobs. So hopefully moving into the spring and early summer season, we can really start to ramp it up, and we'll be boosting our Facebook more and passing out cards, and I think it should go great.
Yeah, this business has definitely been the most successful out of M Empire. And again, just a quick explaining on M Empire. It's M Empire, me, a couple other people like Damon, and a couple other people that just help out with organizing things. And then it branches out to the actual business side of it, where we have multiple different functions through the company, like Do It Boys, which is me and Jackson. We do all that yard work stuff and power washing, and it's pretty good profit. It's not like, we've done a couple rakings, but it's not like raking. It's like actual professional power washing, professional house cleaning on the side walls, and like spraying the gunk down. And then we'll have Alpha Music Productions, which is a DJing or a business. That's me and Orlando. And then we got flipping business, and then a little bit of stocks. Me and Damon. You'll be able to see him on the podcast in like a week or two. But me and Damon, he and I are the ones that really organize like everything out, and we are working on stocks right now and trying to invest more into stocks and just trying to make this company as big as possible so that we can hire our friends and grow it, and we can all profit off of this big thing. And it's a lot bigger than me. It's a lot bigger than Jackson. This is going to be really big. And it started off small, just like everything. I mean, Amazon and all those, they all started out of their garage.
Yeah.
And for us, we're starting out of, a basement, and we're also using our parents' equipment for different things. We have bought quite a bit of equipment, but we definitely started off with borrowing people's stuff. But I am comfortable to say that M Empire is finally getting to the point where we can call it a company, got our LLCs and stuff. So yeah, we're working on making it a little bit more legal because we're only 16, so we gotta like certify it and stuff.
Yeah.
Then we also got the podcasting and all of the social media aspect.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that goes into it. Jackson's been a huge help with Alpha, or Do It Boys. Sorry, there's a lot on my mind. We actually just filmed a little commercial for M Empire, but it's for a school project. Might use it for the real deal.
Yeah, if it turns out good, we'll see.
Yeah.
Because, it helps the company and helps my grades. So,
yeah, perfect. Win-win.
Mm-hmm.
And like always, we don't share how much we've made off of it, but we're definitely glad we started, and our profit margin's been pretty good. If you want to call us and give us a quote, then you'll know probably a good estimate on our prices. But we've done good, and now we're just working on taking out the other competitors, and it's a lot of fun. We went from being athletic in sports and being forgetting the word, aggressive in sports, and now switching it over to business.
Mm-hmm.
And business is a sport. You're constantly on your feet doing stuff, if you're in our world at least. And so now we're working on taking out the adults and the real competitors. Yeah. And we're definitely not a force to be messed with anymore. No. We have a pretty big team behind us.
People will doubt us all the time. They're thinking, oh, you're starting off, you're 16, 17 years old. Well, how do you think you're going to go against these actual companies with everyone's adults? And you go up to customers and they're like, oh, you're the Do It Boys? I look a little young. And we're like, well, and they always end up being satisfied with the end product.
Yeah.
So
We
doesn't
have
matter. We're out here trying to hustle.
Yeah, we've yet to have a bad review. All of the customers, we could call them up right now and say we were a 5-star service. So definitely worked hard to create relationships, and we go beyond just doing the job. We also just like actually physically make friends with our customers, and they all love us and we all love them. So they've helped us out and we've helped them out for sure. So Empire is going to be pretty big, and I'm excited because this all started 5 months ago, and it is where it is now. I mean, I think the YouTube channel only has like 30, maybe 40 subscribers by the time you're watching this. And who knows where it's going to be at, you know? Like, we started this 3 weeks ago, at least the YouTube channel. And, you know, with Empire, we started this whole deal about 5 to 6, maybe 7 months ago. So we've definitely gone pretty dang far in the time that we've had. So it's been a lot of fun. It's exciting.
Oh, absolutely. It's much better in my opinion than, you know, just doing your standard minimum wage, working at McDonald's, working at Walmart.
Oh yeah.
Being on someone else's schedule. It's much better to, you know, work with your own schedule. And I mean, honestly, the labor, it gives you something to do. You're not sitting on your butt, and it's fun. So
Yeah. No, legit. I mean, it's not a steady income like working at McDonald's or working at any of those other things. But us being entrepreneurs, obviously, we're going to push you towards being, you know, business savvy. But yeah, I mean, I can easily say that we've gone months without making money, but then we've also had months that equal out to making more than what that person has working a 9 to 5 in, say, 5 months of time. And we made it in like a week or two, maybe even a month, because of our hard work ethic. And so, I mean, yeah, some weeks are dead. Some weeks we literally work every single day. Like 2 weeks ago, we were working every single day for a whole week on this really big project that we had a pretty good payout. Not as good as we were expecting, but that's a long story. But
it's a live and learn thing.
But obviously there's ups and downs, learning how to market, learning how to talk to adults. I think that was me and Jackson's biggest issue at the beginning, was just learning how to interact with adults. Because you think they're big, bad, and scary, but they're really not.
Yeah.
They're just humans that are a little bit more mature, and sometimes they're not. You know, like I know teenagers that are more mature than adults. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But what do you think you've learned from it? I mean, we started this a long time ago.
I've honestly learned just a bunch of real world things in general, like learn how to market. You learn the real world and how, you know, money, especially the amount of time you've worked, what it's actually worth. My mind thinking now, like if something's like $10, my mind's always thinking, okay, that's about, if that's minimum wage, you know, that's worth 1 hour. And so it really puts into perspective how to manage your money well, and how you want to, like how much work you want to put into something, considering the payout it's going to be. You learn a ton of real world stuff, definitely talking to adults like you said, just different work things. You know, we learn new things every day about working, different jobs, because we do everything. We obviously are experienced, and we learn new things about how to do different jobs throughout the more time we're working. So yeah, I'd say I've definitely learned a lot. Honestly, more than I've learned in school, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use freaking Pythagorean theorem ever.
No, I mean, it is real life, and we have learned a lot from the things that we've done, and we've also learned the hard way on how to lose a lot of money in one little text. You know, there's been lots of times that we give a quote to someone and it ends up being like our biggest deal yet, and then the next day they'll say that they changed their minds and they don't want to do it. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of times that me and Jackson have had our heads down, but we've also set up the business to where both me and Jackson, if I ever wanted to quit, I would give the business to him. If he ever wanted to quit, I'd just keep the business. And so either way, Jackson's learned skills from the business, and he's learned that that sometimes working for money isn't worth it. You know, it has to be quite the check, you know, for us to get out there these days. And we've worked really hard to get to that point. So Jackson's definitely learned a lot of skills through it. So have I. So even if we end up not doing this business altogether, then we've definitely learned a lot from it, and I would say it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we wanted this podcast to be quite a bit about business, but here in a second we'll transition. But one last thing, where do you think Empire is going to be in a year's time with the perspective that we started 6 months ago?
You know, if we keep on pace from where we are right now and from when we've started Empire, it's mainly right now about... So, like, Do It Boys is definitely the most profitable. But I think over time, as we get our name out more and the Do It Boys is a good success, it kind of, because it's under Empire, it's like free advertising for his other businesses as well. And so he's also super into flipping and stuff like that. And so he's making good stuff right there. And the more over time you do things, the more it gets your name out. And so in a year's time, I honestly legitimately think this thing is going to be real big. And
Yeah.
I just don't think many people realize it yet. But from the amount of progress we've made in the off season, it's unbelievable. And
Yeah.
more knowledge of what to do now and how to use our time wisely. I think this thing's going far.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, like a trillion times, we started literally 6 months ago. So it's insane where it's been. And Jackson's right, where how Empire, if a business is under Empire, it just, everyone knows it's already going to be a trustworthy business. And that's the whole goal, is to everyone build their business and everyone do their job so that we can all build Empire to a point where no matter what we throw Empire on, it's just going to be a hot seller.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I just wanted to start a clothing brand through Empire and we had merchandise and like a clothing brand named Empire, if we slap Empire on it, I want people to know it. And the way we have it set up is we have multiple different sections. So if you come for the entertainment, you come for the podcast, and you come for the TikTok clips of the podcast, you come for our Instagram to keep up to date, if you even care. And then we also have manual labor stuff. And then the DJing is a huge one, with like everyone loves the DJing part and everyone likes the party stuff. So he's also really good at editing. So you're going to see a lot of video clips through Empire that's going to be highlights of exactly what we do, with the flipping highlights and, you know, the fun things we get to do. Because here shortly, I'm going to finish up a Corvette that I've been building in the Empire shop, and also going to be finishing up a boat. So we're going to have a crazy spring and crazy summer. So expect a lot of fun videos from that.
Mm-hmm.
But off of that, I hope you enjoyed the business side of this. Now we're just going to go back to our normal Friendship Bros pod.
Yeah, bro.
I guess we can start off with the Chiefs yesterday, dude.
Oh my god. Depending on what time you're watching this, ladies and gentlemen. The Las Vegas Raiders, alright? You know, they're talking trash. They think they're tough. They go out, beginning of the game, before the game even starts, they go out onto our logo, think they're tough, I don't know. Have some team meeting.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, they went onto our logo, disrespecting the logo, had a little team meeting, like, oh, let's go. We're going to destroy these guys.
Don't know who they were. I mean, me and Jackson could take them on with our soccer skills, like, quite honestly. Pass us the football, it's game over.
Honestly.
Like, they're horrible.
First play of the game.
So bad.
Josh Jacobs runs the ball. Easy fumble. Tutty. I mean, that's literally how you're going to start off the game. That's a free
Horrible.
win. That's a free win already.
Dude's trash.
And so, whether you watched it or not, we absolutely obliterated them. Our defense is, for some reason, actually playing really good right now. I've never seen a Chiefs defense actually good. It's terrifying.
Tyrann Mathieu is doing pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is terrifying.
That
right
catch
now.
was crazy.
Our run defense is good. Pass defense is good. It's just absolutely going great. Offense is finally looking like back to normal. Patty, you know, his brother is the single downfall to the Chiefs. Without him, we would be undefeated right now. Jackson Mahomes is TikTok. You know, it's a little embarrassing to call yourself a Chiefs fan whenever Jackson Mahomes exists. But besides him, Patrick, he's starting to play good again. Get the distraction off of him.
Yeah, and keep this in mind too. The year that they won the Super Bowl, lost 4 games. How many games have they lost this year?
Yeah, I've lost 4. 9-4.
That's exactly what happened last time. I think it was against the Bills or something. I mean, the year that we won the Super Bowl, I mean, it was like it wasn't looking good for us at the beginning of the year.
No.
But towards the end, playoffs was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting close to playoffs, aren't we? We're getting close to playoffs.
We got about 4 weeks left of the NFL, I think, and then it's playoffs. So we're getting close. Hopefully,
and then it gets real. So
yeah. The Patriots are at the 1 seed at the time of this recording.
Really?
In a couple weeks, we'll see what that's at. We'll probably be number 1 seed if we keep this up. We actually play the Chargers on Thursday. That's going to be a huge game because if we lose that game, the Chargers actually take first place in our division, so we cannot let that happen.
No, not a chance. And I don't think it will. Haven't we played them already? We played them.
We've lost. We were both at that game, actually.
Okay. Oh, yeah. What am I thinking? We were at that one. That's crazy. But it was a close game, too. Keep that in mind. So I think we're going to dust them this time.
Yeah, because we fumbled the ball like 100 times when we played them last time. So if we just
if we played like normal, and just like actually the ball stays in our hands, then for sure we're going to win. So
easy claps.
I know Mahomes and the whole Chiefs, defense and offense, the whole team, the staff, locker room guys, even the janitor, everyone watches this podcast. So I hope Mahomes, man to man, hope you do good. Yeah. Don't stress it. The Chargers team's trash, Just do a quick brief on maybe put glue on the gloves for the running backs and the wide receivers.
They've dropped so many balls this year too.
Yeah, but I mean you guys got a good streak going, so let's keep that up. You guys are doing great, so
just keep your brother quiet and we're chilling.
Right. And like we said about that dinner that we're gonna have, me and Mahomes. So Mahomes, hope you're still thinking about that dinner.
Yeah.
I think Saturday, me and Jackson and you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one. Fried chicken and steak. I heard you're paying too, so it makes sense, Yeah. $500 million man you are. All of that's 100% true.
It's no scam, I swear. Patrick Mahomes, we go way back, all right?
The 30 or 40 views that we got on the last video, it's the whole Chiefs team.
Okay, the actual M Empire's YouTube channel, though, growth so far is pretty solid. Because how many subs are you at right now? Yeah,
I started it completely 0 followers. It was not a channel that I switched names on or anything. Legit 5 weeks ago, I started it, but I didn't tell anyone about it. So it wasn't until 3 or 4 weeks ago that I started advertising it. And we could check on that, but it's already at... let's check out this channel here.
Let's see. The internet will load.
It's at almost 30 subscribers.
Almost 30 subs for about 3 to 4 weeks, I think. And so...
It's 10 subs a week. That ain't bad.
That's insane, because I started a YouTube channel about 3 years ago, and I finally just hit 100 subs a couple weeks ago. And so if he's already at 30 within 3 weeks, I'm going to get absolutely dusted in subs.
And also, that's why it's good to have guests on there. Another business idea. Now that we post this one, Jackson can post it on his story and all the people that see his. And we'll just keep the train rolling until every single person in this gosh dang universe has seen this podcast, because it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about a lot of fun things.
Joe Rogan, he has nothing on us.
Yeah, I mean, the first few ones, I'll be honest, I talked about business stuff because I love business. But we're going to start getting into more casual conversations like aliens, Area 51, dude. That stuff gets me going.
Don't get me started on that.
So, yeah, first podcast, 78 views. That's good. Second podcast, 56 views. That's pretty good for a channel that started not too long ago. I mean, if you can imagine 78 people in one room, that's quite a bit of people.
People that don't do YouTube don't understand how hard it is, because it's so hard to make a video and have people actually watch the full thing through and actually stay entertained the whole time. Because people with TikTok nowadays, their attention span is literally 10 seconds, and they're like, all right, I'm gone. I'm going to go watch something else.
That's a fact.
And so it's so hard to keep them watching. But if you can do that, then you've mastered it.
Mm-hmm. And I posted the last vlog or the last podcast at 12 at night because I always post it 12 at night on a Sunday. Technically, it's Monday, 12 in the morning, but who cares? I post it and I have a timer set. So I usually actually have the vlog or the podcast, whichever one I'm editing, done a couple days in advance, but I have the date set. So every single time at 12 o'clock on a Sunday at night, our podcast upload. So then you have a whole like 8 or 9 hours where no one watches it because it's the middle of the night. And then that next morning it's been up for 5 to 6 hours. And then I start advertising it on our Instagrams and stuff. And I already have 19 views for 17 hours. So that's like a view and a half for 17 hours. And 6 or 9 of them have been while people are sleeping of those hours. So yeah, that's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
We can definitely grow it more. The goal for the end of this year, realistically, I'm going to say 50 to 60. I think that's a good goal.
That's pretty realistic considering we only got less than a month left.
Yeah, we got 3 weeks left.
The main way you're going to be able to grow this is those short little clips, the short
on TikTok.
Clips. That's going to grow this because that's caters towards the small attention spans.
Yep.
So that's really whenever you'll start seeing more views and subscribers. And once you get those people that see that, then they'll start watching the podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to start posting on our TikTok.
Yeah.
Because we have an M Empire TikTok. And so far it's only been like DJ stuff. But I'm going to start posting it so that we can get more eyes on M Empire. Mm-hmm. So it's all one big business plan. We got a lot of brains behind it. Damon, you guys will get to meet him in a week or 2. He's going to fly out here after Christmas. And he lives in Utah. He's my cousin. He basically has the same brain as me, but in Utah, a little bit shorter, a little bit less handsome, ginger, Marshall. Shots fired. So you'll get to see him. So he's literally a second me. So 2 me's on M Empire, and then Jackson, and then Orlando, and then my girlfriend likes to give me ideas every now and then as well too. So we've been growing quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
Honestly, just if you give a kid a camera, literally anything can happen. That's the thing. I'm scared.
Legit, look at this. This is my goal. This is my life goal. I've always wanted to have a podcast. Ever since I started watching Logan Paul's Impulsive. I know he's very controversial, but I love Logan Paul. His podcast studio was awesome. And even if I don't do podcasts, look at this studio. It's so fun to just chill in. It's in a complete separate room of the house. We got a whole room dedicated to this. Doors closed. So, this is basically a living room with a cool wall behind it. And yes, that's real brick.
No scam. It is. We're actually sitting outside.
Definitely real brick.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting outside, and that's the sun right there beaming on us. No ring lights.
But I think just honestly, YouTuber, because we grew up in a YouTube generation, and so every young kid had a freaking iPad and was just watching YouTube. And I swear, almost every person I've asked, a guy at least, their dream as a kid was to be a professional YouTuber because they always thought it was so cool. And so obviously I tried to get there on the YouTube. Got 100 subs, not to flex or anything. Not too shabby.
Hey, that's like 3 times M Empire, dude.
But it ends up, even though obviously I'm not going to be a professional YouTuber, that's just not realistic. What that helped me do is really get into editing because I love editing videos and stuff like that. And so just that short little time of me wanting to be a professional YouTuber grew an interest in me and something that I didn't know how to do. So I just, got some editing software and just taught myself, learned how to do it. And now I'd like to say I'm pretty solid at editing and want to kind of make it a career. So, just starting out small can completely really just change your life. And have
give your channel a shout out.
Big Jack 4. It's Big Jack space 4. My post. I don't even know what I posted at this point, just random crap. I got video games, I got a Chiefs hype trailer, got some football content, little bit of everything. So if you if you're interested in that, might want to check it out.
Yeah. Jackson's editing is pretty good. He's got some funny ones in there too, where he does the voiceovers and he sings songs.
I made some Minecraft parodies.
Me and Allie watched all those the other day. We were
actually?
laughing pretty hard.
They're meant to be cringy, I swear. I swear.
No, they're good. I mean, that's platinum, diamond platinum, whatever the levels are of singing.
I have the voice of an angel.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be editing our short clips for the highlight reels of M Empire. So I want to get some videos of us on the driving the Corvette or driving the boat or whatever flip we have at the time. Right now we have a trailer that we just recently purchased for Do It Boys Power Washing. Our second trailer. Then we had that RV for a bit. But we're going to be filming content with the supplies we have. We're going to be filming the parties we have with Alpha Music. Probably don't want to see us power washing, but we might throw a couple things in there.
Yeah, it's always good to have those satisfying videos.
Yeah. So those like
that community.
2 or 3 minute hype videos for M Empire. That's going to be done by this legend right here.
That's what I love about it, dude. Hype videos are so sick.
So give his channel a shout out. We already did that. I don't know what I was saying there. Give his channel a check out. That's what I meant to say. Check out, not shout out. So.
You know what he meant.
And then he's got an Instagram too.
Jackson Musa 4.
There he goes. Big Jack. Why do you have 4 on it?
I got 4 because as a young kid, like I was born 2004, but that's not even the reason why I like it. As a kid, my favorite number was 5 because of Albert Pujols. He played on the Cardinals. He was my favorite player. And then so he was a trader and then went to the Angels. So I stopped liking him. I was like, I need a new person to like. So Yadier Molina was my next choice, and he wore the number 4. And ever since then, 4 has always been my favorite number.
Yadier Molina.
Yes, sir. And so it ended up being perfect because I was born 2004 as well. So but I don't know, 4 is a good number, and it's been my favorite since.
It is a great number. It's the lucky number.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jasper knocking on our door.
Yes, sir, Jasper.
So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Anything else you want to throw out there?
I really appreciate the time to be on this podcast. Honestly, this is actually a load of fun. Just sitting down talking about literally whatever.
For real. It's been a great podcast. This is a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
I love doing it with friends, especially business partners. And M Empire is going to grow for sure. It's going to double, triple, quadruple.
Huge.
So just be expecting it. You might as well start liking us now because we're going to have our name on literally everything soon. So it's been a lot of fun, and we can always bring Jackson back on as a recurring guest.
Absolutely.
So
if you want to talk about anything controversial, I got you.
Yeah, Jackson's the man.
I got you.
He's good at that controversial stuff. So give his YouTube channel a check out if you want to see some of the highlights that we might be seeing on this channel. Check out some of his skills. If you want to check out his Instagram, might as well check out that Instagram.
Might as well.
Follow us on all of our platforms. We are on TikTok, M Empire. All of our platforms, by the way, have a black background with a big white M. Mm-hmm. So don't get that confused with other channels that have similar names.
Yeah.
Black with a white M. So check us out on TikTok. Check us out on Instagram. And, of course, YouTube. Subscribe, give it a like or dislike. Comment down below what you like and dislike about the podcast, because we like the feedback.
YouTube actually took away the feature to see how many dislikes you have on a video.
Right.
I think it's pretty snowflake.
Yeah. So I don't care now how many we have, and didn't really care before because we don't use this YouTube channel to make money. Even if we had a lot of subscribers, probably wouldn't turn monetization. How do you say
monetization?
That. We probably won't turn that on just because obviously M Empire, we're making enough money from our other things that we just don't care to make a couple cents off of a couple views. So I don't care what you say about it. You can give it a dislike or a like. Won't really care. All I care about is if we have enough followers that we get the word spread, because we also like to share motivational things. This podcast is about anything we want to talk about, but the majority of it is if you want to start a business or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's always good to see people around your age. If you're an adult trying to start a business, you could still maybe take a couple things from this, but this is more for the teenagers out there that we want to get working again, because our generation does not like to work.
No,
So don't be that person. Work, get off your butt. So
Mm-hmm.
let's go make the dough.
Amen.
So thank you for watching M Empire, and we might even edit in. I want to edit like a beginning thing so that it doesn't start awkwardly, so we can like do that. So
Okay.
we might work on that. So you might see a little bit of fancy stuff coming from this YouTube channel soon. So thank you, Jackson. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, brother.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yes,
Might
sir.
have him on soon. Do a couple more podcasts, and then Damon, the big guest, will be on. Can't wait for him. You'll get to see the man behind the scenes of M Empire, and he's been my motivator. And yeah, shout out to Damon. So thank you. This has been fun. See you later. Peace.
See ya.